Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Peace and Wisdom. Have you ever felt like everything precious about you has slipped away, leaving a hole in your heart? Have you ever wondered if Allah sees you, hears you, and if your loss will ever be compensated? Today I come with a promise. Every pain, every tear, every loss is not forgotten by the Lord of the worlds. Behind your trials lies a divine plan, and if you look with the eyes of your heart, you will see clear signs that Allah is about to restore to you what you have lost, sometimes in a much greater way, and more beautiful than you can imagine. In this video, we will explore 10 deep and spiritual signs which show that Allah is preparing a blessing for you that your heart has not yet considered. Each sign is a reminder that your pain is not in vain, and that your patience will be rewarded. So, open your heart, listen carefully, and discover these divine messages that could change your life. Stay with me until the end because these 10 signs could be the turning point you've been waiting for. Bismillah, let's get started. 1. Serenity in the face of ordeal. Imagine yourself lost in the middle of the night, in the middle of a silent desert. The stars seem so far away, and the wind carries the echo of a deep void. Yet, deep within your heart, a subtle light shines. Soft but persistent. This light is the serenity that Allah grants to His servants when He prepares them for an immense blessing. This first sign, inner peace despite pain, is a direct response to the silent invocation of your soul. When you are going through a trial, your heart may be restless, your thoughts scattered, but suddenly this inexplicable tranquility envelopes you. It is as if a protective veil descends over you, calming your fears and reminding you, you are never alone. Serenity is not simply the absence of pain. It is a divine gift, an inner strength that allows you to continue moving forward, even when all seems lost. Imagine a river flowing gently in the middle of a devastated valley. Although everything around it is dry, this river continues on its way, nourishing everything it touches. In the same way, this inner peace irrigates your heart, making it fertile to welcome the divine promise. In this serenity, there is a subtle message. Allah never tests you to break you, but to elevate you. It purifies your soul, removing unnecessary anxieties, and prepares you to receive what is better. This does not mean that the pain goes away, but that you begin to perceive it differently. You see beyond the test to the hidden wisdom it contains. It is only through the remembrance of Allah that hearts are calmed. Surat Ar-Ra'd, 13:28. These words are not just words, but a promise to him who turns to his Lord. The evocation of Allah, whether through a simple whispered Alhamdulillah or a sincere prayer, becomes like a cool breeze in the middle of a burning desert. This peace is the first sign that your loss is not an end, but a beginning. This is the prelude to a journey where Allah restores to you what was taken away, and much more. You only have to stretch your heart towards Him to feel this divine tranquility. 2. An increase in acts of devotion. Imagine a thirsty heart, seeking the living water of faith. It is in times of loss and pain that this heart instinctively turns to its Creator, finding refuge in acts of worship. Without even realizing it, you begin to pray more frequently, to cry in the solitude of the night, and to seek the nearness of Allah with a new intensity. This second sign, an increase in acts of devotion, is like a door that gently opens into a bright light. Allah, in His wisdom, uses your trials to rekindle your bond with Him. You find yourself raising your hands in the darkness, reciting invocations from a broken but sincere heart. Each prayer becomes an intimate conversation with the one who holds the keys to your relief. And seek help in endurance and prayer. Surah Al-Baqarah 2:45. This verse is a divine invitation to turn your losses into opportunities. As you get closer to Allah, you realize that these moments of worship are not a simple duty, but an anchor that keeps you from sinking. Night prayer, those silent hours when you shed your tears, becomes a source of sweetness. Repeated invocations are not empty words, but keys that unlock the treasures of Allah's mercy. And that's not all. You begin to actively seek out good deeds, giving an alms, helping a neighbor in need, or simply smiling at a brother or sister. These gestures, although simple, carry significant meaning in the divine scale. They show Allah that you love and trust Him, even in the midst of your trials. Think about it. This intensity in your worship is no accident. It is a direct call from the Almighty, an indication that your heart is healing, purifying itself of fleeting attachments to embrace that which is eternal. These spiritual efforts are not in vain. They set the stage for greater restoration,
a blessing that only patience and faith can attract. So when you feel this surge of energy in your worship, know that you are on a blessed path. Every prayer, every invocation, every almsgiving you give brings God's restitution of what you have lost closer, and much more. 3. Signs in dreams. In the silence of the night, while the world is plunged into sleep, there is a space where the soul awakens to another reality. These are dreams, those subtle windows through which Allah can soothe a troubled heart, or illuminate an uncertain path. Sometimes, in the midst of the darkness of the ordeal, a dream arises, sweet and soothing. You might see peaceful landscapes, symbols of hope, or even benevolent figures who seem to invite you to keep faith in the divine promise. These visions are not always explicit, but they carry within them a light that warms the soul, a silent reminder that Allah is watching over you. Dreaming is a mysterious language, a language that only those who seek guidance can hear. Imagine a secret garden, where each flower represents a divine truth that your heart is beginning to understand. You might not always immediately grasp the meaning of what you see in your dreams, but their effect on your soul is undeniable. They calm inner storms and whisper to your spirit that restoration is near. Those who believe and have peace of heart because of their faith. Surat Al-Fath 48:4. These words remind us that tranquility of the heart comes from faith and trust in Allah. Dreams that soothe or inspire are not coincidences. They are like a gentle breeze sent by the Lord of the worlds to soften your nights and brighten your days. Take these dreams as an encouragement, an invitation to remain firm on the path of faith. If you feel comfort in what you see while sleeping, use this as motivation to strengthen your acts of worship and your connection with Allah. If dreams are vague or uncertain, remember that their true understanding belongs to Allah alone, and their mere presence can be a sign of His mercy towards you. Dreams are not just images that disappear with the dawn. They are echoes of a spiritual world where Allah, in His infinite wisdom, guides hearts towards what is best for them. And when you embrace them with faith, these dreams become steps on the path to your divine restitution. 4. A new perspective on loss. Imagine a storm that seems to sweep away everything in its path, your comfort, your dreams, and sometimes even your hopes. Yet after the chaos, when the winds calm and the sun reappears, you discover that the storm has also cleared the land, leaving fertile ground for something new, better. This is precisely it. One of the signs that Allah is about to give you back what you have lost is a radical change in your perception of the loss. What once seemed unbearable begins to appear in a different light. You feel, slowly but surely, that this ordeal was not a punishment, but a way to prepare you for something greater. Perhaps you hate something even though it is good for you. Surah Al-Baqarah 2:2-1-6. This verse is a beacon for hearts lost in the darkness of trial. It reminds you that what you perceive as misfortune may actually be a veiled blessing. When this understanding begins to emerge in your mind, it is a sign that your heart is being transformed. Allah makes you see beyond the immediate pain, allowing you to taste the sweetness of divine wisdom. With this new perspective, you begin to notice the valuable lessons that loss has brought into your life. Maybe it brought you closer to Allah, or taught you patience and resilience. Perhaps it has cleansed your heart of the illusions of the world, or made you more compassionate toward those who suffer. It's like looking at a hand-woven rug. Up close, the knots and tangled threads look chaotic. But when you step back, you see the beautiful pattern they form. In the same way, your loss is part of a larger divine plan, which you are now beginning to discern. This change in perspective is not a simple coincidence. It is Allah who softens your heart and elevates your mind so that you can receive His wisdom with gratitude. And when this understanding takes root within you, know that He is about to restore what you have lost, but in a way that will exceed all your expectations. 5. A renewed inner strength. When everything seems dark and your steps become heavy, sometimes an unexpected moment arrives. You feel a new energy that seems to spring from nowhere. This renewed vitality, after moments of despair, is nothing less than a divine breath. Allah, in His mercy, nourishes your heart with an inner strength that you thought was lost forever. This strength does not always manifest itself in grand gestures or remarkable exploits. It can start with a simple thought: I can still move forward. You notice that tasks that seemed impossible suddenly become accessible. The weights that weighed down your spirit are lightened, and your prayers, once filled with tears of pain, are tinged with a glimmer of hope. Allah only imposes on a soul what it can bear. Surah Al-Baqarah 2286. These divine words are an assurance to the believer. The strength that is reborn in you is living proof that Allah knows your limits better than you do. What you are going through is not meant to break you, but to build you. Every challenge comes with a dose of courage and resilience that Allah instills in your soul. This renewed strength is a prelude. It prepares you for what is to come. Before restoring what you have lost, Allah strengthens your heart, like a gardener who nourishes and protects the soil before planting seeds in it. For a strong soul is the foundation on which the blessings of Allah can flourish. With this new energy, you begin to take back the reins of your life. The efforts that you had abandoned regain unexpected momentum. Maybe you're taking on a project, repairing a relationship, or taking a step toward a long-neglected goal. These actions, although they seem insignificant, testify to the divine work in you. This strength is not the fruit of your own efforts, but a precious gift from Allah. It shows that He is near, that He hears your sighs, and that He sees your struggle. It testifies that He is preparing your soul to receive not only what you have lost, but also blessings that transcend your expectations. 6. Away from bad influences. Sometimes what we perceive as abandonment or loss in our relationships is, in truth, a blessing in disguise. When negative people or influences leave your life, it is often a subtle sign that Allah, in His mercy, is protecting and purifying you. It removes what could obstruct the path to your spiritual and material restoration. This detachment is not always easy to accept. You may feel empty or incomprehensible about these separations. However, if you observe carefully, you will notice increasing clarity in your life. Toxic relationships, unnecessary distractions, or harmful influences that were weighing down your heart move away, leaving space for divine light. Allah is the ally of those who believe. He brings them out of darkness into light. Surah Al-Baqarah 2257. This verse perfectly illustrates this step. Allah, in His role as a faithful ally, guides you out of the darkness of illusion and harmful bonds and towards the light of truth and inner peace. When relationships dissolve or negative situations move away, it is no accident. It is a divine act, a way of freeing yourself from what no longer served you. With the departure of these influences, you begin to feel a new lightness in your heart. Thoughts become clearer, intentions purer, and your actions become more aligned with your spiritual goals. This distance opens the way to more authentic and beneficial connections, to relationships based on faith, sincerity, and mutual support. Imagine a cluttered house. Before you can add new decorations, you first need to make room. Likewise, Allah removes what is unnecessary or harmful from your life to introduce blessings that match your new spiritual energy. This process is preparation. Allah knows what is best for you, and in His infinite wisdom, He protects you by removing the elements that could hold you back. This sign, although it may seem painful at the time, is actually an act of purification and a promise that what comes will be better and purer. 7. An unexpected opportunity. Sometimes, in moments when you feel lost or everything seems frozen, a door suddenly opens in front of you. It's not always an opportunity you expected or planned for. It is often something totally unexpected, but yet you feel in your heart that it is from Allah. This opening, as surprising as it may be, is a divine response to your prayers and your patience. You might have gone through periods of self-doubt, thinking you would never have the opportunity to get back what you lost. Yet Allah, in His infinite wisdom, knows exactly what you need and when you need it. And it is often in moments of vulnerability that unforeseen solutions appear. A work opportunity, unexpected help, a mending relationship, or even a chance to improve your spiritual situation. All of these can present themselves as a clear sign that divine restitution is near. And whoever fears Allah, He will give him a favorable outcome and provide for his needs from where he does not expect it. Surah At-Talaq 65 verse 2-3. This verse is a powerful reminder that the path to Allah is full of surprises. When you approach Him with unwavering faith, He opens doors for you that you never imagined. This favorable outcome, which seems to come from nowhere, is a blessing that you will receive as a reward for your perseverance and your trust in Allah. The opportunity may be small or large, but it has a divine purpose. It is the means by which Allah prepares you to receive what you have lost, but in a way that you had not envisaged.
These open doors are not just coincidences. They are part of the divine plan, a response to your faith and submission. It is important to recognize these opportunities when they present themselves and seize them with gratitude and humility. They are often a sign that restoration is underway. Allah guides you even in times of uncertainty, and this unexpected opening is a testimony to His great generosity and wisdom. 8. A grateful heart. Even in waiting. One of the most powerful signs of God's readiness to restore what you have lost is found in your ability to be grateful, even when things seem unchanged. It is in waiting that your faith and your gratitude take on all their strength. This is not a simple act, as it requires deep trust in Allah, even when no tangible signs of restitution are immediately apparent. Yet it is precisely this gratitude, expressed in a sincere and unwavering manner, that attracts divine mercy. It is easy to thank Allah when the blessings are evident, but the real test comes when you are faced with trial, and, despite everything, find the strength to say, Alhamdulillah, praise be to Allah. This attitude is not a mere statement, but a powerful spiritual act. It reflects complete trust in Allah, a testimony of your faith in His infinite wisdom and perfect timing. If you are grateful, I will grant you even more. Surah Ibrahim 14:7. This verse is a clear reminder that gratitude is not only an act of praise, but also a key to attracting additional mercy and blessings from Allah. Every time you say Alhamdulillah in trial, you open a door to spiritual and material abundance. Gratitude becomes a catalyst for divine restoration, because it shows that you recognize Allah's wisdom, even in times of suffering or lack. When you can find peace in waiting, when you can thank Allah for what you have, even if you have not yet received what you hope for, it is a sign that your heart is ready to receive what you have. Allah prepares for you. This kind of gratitude does not go unnoticed by your Creator. It is a prelude to abundance, a sign that you are aligned with the divine plan. By cultivating this grateful heart, even while waiting, you are taking an act of faith that sets the stage for your prayers and desires to be answered in the most perfect form, at the perfect time. And so Allah's mercy is showered upon you, guiding you to restore what you have lost and offering you much more than you imagined. Increased confidence, in the divine plan. One of the most powerful signs of God's readiness to restore what you have lost is the deep trust you place in Allah's plan. As you progress through your ordeal, you begin to feel an unwavering certainty. What Allah has written is perfect. This goes beyond simple acceptance. It is a deep conviction that every event in your life, every difficulty and every loss is part of a larger divine plan, guided by infinite wisdom. This belief frees you from any grudges, regrets, or bitterness. You are no longer attached to immediate results because you have understood that everything happens at the time that Allah has chosen for you. And put your trust in Allah. Surat Al-Ahzab 33:3. This verse reminds you that true confidence is not just that you will do what is in your power, but that Allah will take care of the rest. You no longer doubt His wisdom. Even if your eyes do not yet see the restitution of what you have lost, your heart knows that everything is unfolding as the Creator intended. This acceptance eliminates negative thoughts and allows you to focus on what is truly important: inner peace and total submission to divine will. By detaching yourself from the notion of control and placing your trust entirely in Allah, you open yourself to deep peace. You realize that regret is a waste of time and energy. Every event, even those that seem like difficult trials, becomes an opportunity for spiritual growth. Your soul is thus ready to receive, because you have accepted that everything that happens to you, whether it is perceived as good or bad, has a divine purpose. This unwavering faith in the divine plan is not simply a passive resignation, but an active form of faith, in which you move forward with the certainty that everything you go through brings you closer to a greater good. This trust becomes an open door to divine blessings. It allows you to see every difficulty as an opportunity, every delay as preparation, and every loss as a prelude to even greater spiritual and material gain. When your soul fully accepts this plan, the blessings begin to manifest in ways that go beyond what you have ever imagined. You become a person ready to receive favors from Allah, trusting that what is for you will come in its time, more beautiful and more perfect than you could have hoped for. Shared mercy with others. The final sign of God's preparation to restore what you have lost is manifested in your desire to share and help others, even while you are still going through your own trials. This deep desire to do good, to reach out to those in need, reflects a purity of soul and a strengthened faith. This gesture of mercy is not only an act of selflessness, but a powerful way to bring mercy from Allah to your own situation. By giving, whether of your possessions, your time, or your attention, you show that you understand that hardships are not an excuse to withdraw into yourself. On the contrary, they are a catalyst for turning more towards others and sowing seeds of kindness and generosity. Even in difficulty, you feel a natural impulse to do good around you, and this act of kindness becomes a means of attracting divine mercy. Those who give part of their wealth secretly and openly will have their reward with their Lord. Surah Al-Baqarah 2:274. This verse highlights the immense reward that awaits those who share what they have, whether secretly or openly. The act of giving is not limited to material wealth. It could be a smile, a comforting word, or a gesture of support to someone who is going through a difficult time. These acts, no matter how small, are powerful ways to bring Allah's blessing upon yourself. By sharing mercy, you become a channel of blessing to others, but also to yourself. Allah rewards those who spread kindness around them, even when they themselves are going through trials. This dynamic creates a virtuous circle. By giving of your mercy and blessings, you open the way to greater restitution. It is a profound divine law. What you give often comes back to you in an even more beautiful form. Your support of others is a testimony of your faith in Allah, and this dedication attracts divine blessings. By becoming a dispenser of mercy, you create space in your life to receive Allah's mercy and restitution, often in greater and more perfect ways than what you had lost. My dear brothers and sisters, the signs that Allah sends you are proofs of His infinite mercy and love for you. They are there to remind you that, even in your times of loss, He has never abandoned you. Each trial, each difficulty carries within it a hidden wisdom and a promise of restoration. If you have recognized some of these signs in your life, know that Allah is near. He hears your prayers, sees your efforts, and prepares for you a blessing beyond your expectations. But remember, these signs demand a response. They call you to draw closer to Him, to multiply your invocations, to trust Him fully, and to persevere with patience and gratitude. Take a moment here and now to strengthen your connection with Allah. Begin with a sincere prayer, an act of charity, or a simple Alhamdulillah spoken with a heart filled with faith. And if this video touched your heart or gave you insight, share this message with your loved ones. Together, let's help other souls recognize Allah's signs and find hope in His promises. May Allah fill you with His light, strengthen you in your trials, and grant you a restitution that exceeds all your expectations. Ameen. Barakallahu fikum, and see you soon for a new inspiring reminder. Wa assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.